Hey y'all, it's me, Niecielynn. I hope y'all are having a great morning. It's about 7:48 here. I'm off to a little later start than usual and the girls are on their way. So we'll see how this goes. I've got their little tables set up in there in my room so that they can watch TV in there. Micah's signed up for a Pilates class, so we'll see how this goes. I think it will be fine. I think they usually have their little donuts on Friday. And obviously my voice is still asleep. Sorry about that. So it's been 2 weeks since I've seen y'all, so I've got a lot of stuff I feel like, but I will try to hurry. And if I haven't answered your questions, I'm kind of behind, and I usually do that on Thursday before I shoot on Friday, but I had Mama yesterday instead of today. So I will get all caught up on questions and everything. I am so sorry. Questions and everything today instead of yesterday. So if I haven't got back with you, I will do that today. I should be able to get caught up on everything today. So we've had Mike and Justin went out of town at the end of last week, and I had the girls. They spent the night, all days and nights. So we had a little bit of extra fun. So we crafted and all that. So we've had a little bit of, I've had the family over twice. There's just been 10, which isn't a lot for me, but we haven't been even doing, more than about 6. So it was nice, but it's cut into my stitching time a little bit. And then since I had the girls, I didn't shoot any videos. So I did miss y'all last week, and I hope the tutorials helped some. I know that I thought Casting a Spell had been re-released. Evidently, it is still hard to get. I've got Kim at the Stitch Niche is looking for some, and Shelly at Just Stitching is looking for some. I haven't seen any on Etsy or eBay or anywhere, so if anybody has any that they're willing to part with, holler. Lots of people are looking for them. I really thought that thing had been re-released, so let me know. Crystal is also looking for Sally Spencer by Blackbird Designs. If anybody has that one that they're willing to loan, sell, anything, let me know, because she is looking for it. I don't think I've ever even seen it. Carolyn is looking for a local needlework shop in LNS. I always forget to tell y'all, some of y'all that are new to stitching, LNS is local needlework shop. She's looking for one near Wichita Falls, Texas. So if any of y'all are near Wichita Falls and know of one kind of near y'all, holler, because Carolyn is looking for one. Andrea was so sweet. I don't know if y'all remember, AJ was looking for, I think they were the June, July word plays. And Andrea had them in her stash and said that she was never gonna get around to stitching them, and so she would pass them on. And so she was so sweet to send them to AJ so she could finish her set and get them all stitched up. So y'all make my heart so happy. Y'all are so sweet to not only me, but to each other, to share and help each other out and help each other find things. Right now, the state of the world, if everybody acted that way, I think we'd be sitting in a different place than we're sitting right now, but that's a whole other ball of wax, isn't it? Marie, I wanted to know, is my legal name Denise? Yes, I am Denise Lynette Ledbetter Williams. So yeah, there's a mouthful for you. But when we were kids, we all had, my daddy's family all had nicknames. So we were Dabo, Missy, Niecy, and Tom Tom. That was the 4 of us the four first grandkids. For some reason, the last 3 really didn't get nicknames. I don't know. I tease sister all the time about them not being important by the time you get to the end. I don't know, and I'm just teasing her because I'm mean like that, but I don't know, maybe it's true. But the first 4 of us all had nicknames or pet names, whatever you want to call it, but I was either Niecy or Doodlebug, and David was Dabo, and Carla was Missy, and Tommy was Tom Tom, and Denise, I was always Niecy or Doodlebug because I drew all the time. So that we all just had pet names. So yes, Denise is my legal real name. So Creative Country Girl was wanting to know about how to stitch in on with overdyes. It depends on what I'm stitching. If I do like a barn boards go up and down, so I stitch up and down 1 stitch at a time. If I'm doing a house, I stitch 1 stitch at a time, side to side, like this. And I finish each stitch. I don't do, I think it's called the Danish message, where you go 1 leg and then you come back the other leg the other way, which is if I'm doing side to side stitching, that's the way I prefer. I feel like it just lays smoother, because then you can kind of railroad that top leg, and it'll lay a lot smoother. But with my overdyes, I don't think you get quite as much variegation showing that way. If it's a flower, I will usually go around the outside, or even an animal, I'll go around the outside 1 stitch at a time and then start working my way in. It takes a little bit longer, but that way you don't end up with like a stripy animal. With birds, I feel like that's fine, because birds' feathers kind of have like a stripy effect kind of. But with other animals that don't look stripy, I don't like that look. So I kind of do them in flowers a lot of times. I just follow the outline with my overdyes. So does that make any sense? Creative Country Girl, if it doesn't, holler, and I'll try to make more sense of that. Nevada Stitcher said, look at Cynthia Brew, stitching, and she's stitching in the light. Her summer ABCs, if y'all haven't looked at those, they are super cute. I think somebody else had hollered about them once before. They are adorable. She did a bee for bunting and changed up some things on there. Those are super, super cute. Oh my gosh, and I don't think it's over here. Holy moly. I had it in another room the other day and I didn't get it back in here. My little pillow is flagged by Shepherd Bush with the little Uncle Sam on there. I'll try to make sure he's in here next week. Good grief, I can't believe he didn't make it back in here. I was fixing him with the extra fluffing him up with the stuffing like we talked about, y'all said. And because Susie said she did half shells and half fiberfill, and some of y'all said just do up to the very top and then pack in some fiberfill real tight, and that's what I had him in there doing, and stitched him up and then left him laying in there. So poor Uncle Sam, but he is flagged by Shepherd's Bush. Lisa was laughing about tump. Yes, tump is a fabulous word. And now that they have online dictionaries, tump is in there. At the dictionary we had at the flower shop, the word tump was not in it. Probably, I don't know, old hardback dictionaries, probably the word tump wasn't in there. Turkey Red Tex and Veronica were talking about how we say here, and like I said, my other friends from other places think it's funny, like say, well, I'm fin to, and they say it like fin to, I'm fin to, but I say like I'm fixing to. So I'll say like, I'm fixing to go to town, you wanna go? I'm fixing to start dinner. I can't do that right now because I'm fixing to start dinner. I'm fixing to wash clothes. Do you want me? So yeah, that's something that we say like tump is, you know, and especially my friend Buffy, she would think that was so funny because she was like, is that a preparation stage? What do you have to do? What are you doing to do that? What are you doing to get ready to do that? She always thought that was hilarious. So yes, we do have our funny little things. And Aria Kyle has taken to saying a coon's age. So yes, she told me this morning, she said, yesterday morning, we're in the car, headed home, and she said, Shug, you know we ain't seen Carla in a coon's age. I said, I know we haven't, and I know we need to go see her. So yeah, so they do, hopefully some of them will stick and pick up and use them. Catherine, we're talking about people's family and stuff, and she said her brothers filled their honeymoon suitcases with rice. And when they opened them up, because we're talking about sequins and stuff going everywhere, she said she found rice in that suitcase forever. I cannot imagine, holy moly, all that rice everywhere. I think I'd had to kill them when I got back. Terry says that there is a cross-stitch station in the Doral, and I'm probably saying that wrong, Doral area of Miami, and a cross-stitch cupboard in Fort Lauderdale. Because one of y'all, and I won't take the time to flip back over here because girls finna probably charge the door down. Lourdes was looking for one in Dade County. There we go. Olivia Oh my gosh, when her mom was asleep, we're talking about the girls cockadoodle doing Mimi and everything. They would, I think I told y'all about that. They would get real close to their mom would be asleep, and they would get just as close as they could to her eye without touching it and wake her up. Y'all are naughty kids, because she probably needed it. Everybody needs them sleep when they got kids, so kids are rough. Arlene also said that Jen's stitching niche on Etsy has the words plays. So if you're also looking for the word plays, Jen's stitching niche on Etsy had them. Andrea is looking for the link for Wild Hedgerow. I think I put it in the description for last week. And I think I forgot to put my phone on shut up, so we will see how this goes. I can't remember if I did or not. Judith, I call my sister. I think there was confusion about Mama going to the coast. My sister was taking my mama to the coast with her. They went, but I call my sister. I guess some people call their sister Sissy or something, but I call my sister. Like, instead of saying Shauna, I just say sister. So I just call her sister. So I think that made that kind of confusing. I also wanted to say, because Kathy Haberman and I ordered it, and I called and talked to Kim, which Lord have mercy. I called and ordered stuff from Kim at the Stitch Niche in Arlington, and I want to say this before I forget, and I will talk about it again when I get to my health and peace, but the Stitch Niche in Arlington is my LNS. And I called to order some stuff from Kim, because one of them that I wanted to order was the Autumn Chalk Talk by Kathy Haberman, Hands-On Design. And I don't know if y'all remember the winter chalk talk I did. And it's like a little chalkboard, and it was in one of the keepsakes calendars, but then they decided you could go back and order it and they'd send you the PDF file, because it was so cute. So I ordered it and stitched it up that way, and she said she'd do the whole series. Well, she has now, and it's released. And so I ordered it. I was talking to Kim. I had this stuff. I ordered these things. Not just that. I got down to complete my order, and she said, and tell me your phone number real quick. Y'all, I said, Kim, I can tell you my husband's phone number, my sister's phone number, my mama's phone number, my sister's husband's phone number, all my kids' phone numbers, my kids' significant other's phone numbers. I can tell you the phone number of the CVS in town. Could I think of my own phone number? No. I could not think of my own phone number to save my life. She said, well, hang on, let me go look if you can just verify it for me. What in the heck? What in the heck? Hello? Yeah, do you want to come wave at people before you go in there? No? Okay, all right. They're just coming in the door. But back to the Autumn Chalk Talk. Shelly at Just Stitching Ink, her floss tube number 54. Y'all have asked a lot of times what I stitch my chalk series on when I stitch different chalk things, and I usually just dye my own. But on her floss tube 54, Shelly at Just Stitching Ink shows the different chalk fabrics that she has. She has just black Aida, and she has some chalkboard, different counts and different makers and the colors and things. So you can see what's super dark and what's not dark, and she holds some threads up on it, some 310 and different things, so you can kind of judge how dark or how light the colors are. So I thought that was a great, hi. Do you want to come wave at people, Aria? No? Okay. All right. Well, all right. Nobody's wanting to wave this morning. Oh, and Michael looks cute to go to her Pilates class. But I thought that was a great idea to be able to, what, baby?
I'm gonna make some forkies.
Are you making forkies this morning? Do you want to come over here and wave at everybody?
Everybody's crafting.
All right. So anyway, I thought that was a great thing to be able to judge you can see the different colors and see how dark they are. So it kind of helps when you're gonna order. She has a good selection of the fabrics, and it gives you an idea how dark the fabrics are. Those are, I usually always order from Kim at the Stitch Niche in Arlington or Shelly at Just Stitching. They're my go-tos. I do order from Down Sunshine Lane because she carries the tea-dyed Monaco 28 count, and that's my favorite fabric. I'll show it to you in a minute, and she carries it. She usually has it a lot, more than anybody else, and so I get that from her a lot of the time. So that is a good floss tube to run over and watch and get a look at that if you're thinking about doing any of the chalk series, because it's super, super helpful. Now we are going to jump right into whips. Okay, and I took some of them out of my beautiful windy bag, Atlanta Stitcher. I don't know if y'all can see how beautifully it is quilted, and I'll put her link down here again. It's fully lined. It's big enough that I can put my, cause I stitch on like these, I use these, like clipboards, and I can put the whole clipboard and everything in there. So I love these. Oh, dang, before I go into whips, let me say also, my stitchy kindnesses because then I'll get everything out of order. From my friend Nell, here's my postcard from Nebraska. She sent me this super sweet postcard, and I won't flip it around because it showed my address, and some of y'all have told me that I shouldn't do that because I might end up with somebody killing me, which I thought, you know, we had that a couple weeks ago, the yard guy. I was like, ooh. But it's a beautiful postcard from Nell. Thank you, Nell. And then I got this, and I was like so excited. I have this beautiful card from Benita, and I didn't film last week, so she probably thinks I forgot, which has my little hummingbirds, which I had to put up wasp traps this week to catch some of the wasps because they're trying to sting my hummingbird so they can eat all my hummingbird food. And I don't know if y'all know this, but a wasp sting can kill a hummingbird. So I hated to put up the wasp traps, but I can't have them killing my hummingbirds. So Bonita sent me this beautiful card. I need more coffee this morning. And she asked me if I would love this Blackbird pattern out of a book. It is so beautiful, and it is on kind of a chalk. It is on Blackbird linen from R&R, and it is beautiful. And it says it's Blackbird linen, so that's a beautiful color. And it's like kind of like a chalk series, but it's one out of a magazine, and I'd seen somebody stitch it before. I had no idea where it came from, but it is beautiful. And then this beautiful bag. She knows me well. She doesn't make them for sale. She just makes them because. And y'all are so, when y'all do these things for me, it is so sweet, and I don't ever know what to do to thank y'all except just send you a thank you note and say thank you so much. It's got the see-through piece in the front and then the birds on the inside. It's another big, big one that'll hold all my little clippy board and everything. But it's got it's squishy quilting foamy thing, and it is gorgeous. Thank you so much, Benita, and for the pattern. I'm so excited, and the beautiful card, and from Nell. Y'all are so nice to me, and I'm not, like I said, I don't ever know what to do, but send y'all a thank you card, and I really appreciate it. It makes me feel super sweet. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't ever know how to properly thank y'all for that, except just say thank you. So here is, we're gonna jump right into whips now. So first whip, right off the bat, is my, gosh, I've got a big mess of thread here. I probably got it all going the wrong order. My Patriotic House Trio. And this was from Nikki and Ann. And I wanted to get it started, and I got my little house built here. So I got my first house built, and that is this guy here. And I'm gonna put it in the center. I'm stitching mine longwise on a piece of paper. On a piece of paper, Lord, on a piece of fabric. So that's this guy. So I've got this house built here, and I'm just gonna continue mine across and put them like in one row. So here he is here. And I just did a little floss toss of, I think this is who I've got here. Yeah, these are the colors I picked, and just what I had. Of course, I had to use used brick for that house, and several of us talked about how much we love the used brick. So I love me some used brick. So that'll be my colors for the Patriotic House Trio. And I am loving that one. And that little house stitched up so fun, and I enjoyed it. I think I stitched on it last weekend a little bit. So that one was super, super nice. Then I have my, oh, and I just realized you can see this, so I gotta scooch this over here. Yikes. Summer ABCs by Little House. And I didn't, Summer ABCs by Little House Needleworks, and the picture is so small. It's really kind of hard to see what it is anyway, even when you have it here. And I told y'all this is not my color, so I've changed up nearly every color in it completely. So these are some of the ones I've picked, and I'm really aggravated at myself that I don't have this finished. I mean, it's just gonna be finished in time for, here we are over halfway through summer and I'm sitting here with it not finished yet. So I get down rabbit holes so bad, and that's where I'm at on this one. But I am doing something fun with this one. I changed my bee to blooms because we don't have apples here in the summertime. And so I got bee to blooms, and I changed my F to flags. They had fireflies. I changed mine to flags, and I'm gonna change the little quilt to a flag in the picture. I'm gonna leave the ice cream. I changed my lemonade to limeade because we drink limeade a lot around here. I'll leave the picnics. I changed, the watermelons is W, and I am putting just another little thing of leaves here, like a little watermelon vine, instead of leaving my X there. And I've dropped my X down. Have fun. And I'm gonna put extra weird, extra lonely, extra something year 2020 to remember what an odd year I stitched this. And so I've got my little bee skep and my bees and stuff going right here. So, but I wanted to be sure I could put extra odd year or extra weird year or something 2020 right here. So that's what I'm doing with my X. So mine will be just a tad longer than norm, but it's just one letter longer. But I wanted to be sure I could put that it was an extra odd 2020, but it is so long. There we go. I'm gonna work that core a little bit and lean back. But it is, and I changed, this blue is, I think it's Freedom. Yeah, it's Gassed Freedom, and I love it. And the red, I think, is Ribbon, maybe. No, that's the rest of my Turkish red from my Cardinal. So these colors are, I'm just loving. So this one is super fun, super, super fun stitch, and I'm loving working on it. So nice. And I worked on it, I think the end of the week last week. I don't know that it got any love this week much, because you'll see what rabbit hole I got down, and it was a nice rabbit hole and it paid off. But so that is Summer ABCs by Little House. And then my May Health and Peace got just a tad bit of love, not a lot. I got some letters done here in the center, right there. And I think Susie was asking about how I did my threads on this one. So this is how this beauty will look when it's all stitched up. I'm trying to move everything around here. It is so gorgeous. And Kim, and I will put the phone number down at the bottom for the Stitch Niche in Arlington. And, what baby?
So we have some blue sticks because we don't have no blue here.
Your blue stick should be in one of your bins over there in front of the coffee table. She has a few, and she has ordered some more. So they have finally they found these, or she got them from somewhere. I don't know. She's a magic worker. So the Stitch Niche in Arlington does have this now. They have a few, and they've got some more coming. So these will work up so beautifully. They have a silk conversion for it. I just got the DMC conversion. I said before I thought it was a different piece of linen. It is a beautiful piece of linen. It's a Weeks piece of linen, Weeks Style Works linen. And it is gorgeous. This blue right here, I think, is my favorite thing of all so far. There's a blue, and then there's a little bit of turquoise in the moth wings. And it is so, so pretty. And let's see here, this blue here. And then I don't know if I can get up. You can just see the little, there's a little bit of turquoise there. The thing about this is, and I don't even know if it shows good on, it has so many little subtleties, just little things that I don't know if they show up when I show it on here. The colors are so pretty, and Gloria Moore just knocked this thing out of the park. It's by Miladys Needle, and I just take it out and work on it. I'm not rushing it. I enjoy it. And I'm just kind of taking my time with it. And I usually, y'all know, I'm kind of a monogamous stitcher, and I rush through things, and I like to get it done because I want to see it finished. And I'm trying to make myself just enjoy stitching on this piece. I've gone back to stitching it in hand, which is kind of onerous with this because it's a big floppy piece of fabric. It's real soft and feels nice in your hand, but it's real soft. So I have to kind of really bunch it up and really put little clippies on it to keep it kind of together. And then you just kind of have to fold it over and stuff because it is big. I mean, it's a big piece of fabric. So I was fighting it with the hoop, and I hate fighting it with the hoop. So I've gone back to stitching it in hand, and I'm enjoying it more. And I'm just taking my time with it and trying not to rush through. It is so, so pretty though. It is enjoyable, very enjoyable. And Susie, I think this is the one you'd ask about. Now this is where I get weird. But this is the only way I'm weird, so you know it's fine. When I have something like this, and that gets weird when these get super thin because they'll slide off. But if you don't have a lot of colors that are the same, it's fine. You can put them on a little card after that. But when I start out, I just take, and I don't want my thread to tangle on a piece of linen, especially because I don't want it, if it bubbles on the back, you'll be able to see it. If you have a knot on the back of your linen, you can see it through and it looks nasty. So I just clip the ends. So I just put the top, I don't know if you can see this here. See the top of that skein is through that ring, and then I just clip the ends. So you end up with a shorter piece, you know, it's just about, I don't know, from here to here long. So it's not a real long piece. And these you're not doing, except for the border, you don't need, you know, a lot of super long pieces at a time. These motifs are kind of small, but it helps keep your thread from knotting up. So if this is the first, you know, if you're especially don't work on linen a lot, or if you are like me and just do not want to worry about getting knots, this is one way to keep it from happening. Just keep your thread short, but this is probably gonna eat up most of this thread. I probably won't need it for anything else. I can use it up for something else afterward, but when it gets skinny like this, if the color's falling off, then you can just put it on make yourself a little thread drop and put it on there. But this way works fine until then. And it's just an easy way to start it. Get it started and get it going. And when I started on the border, I just went ahead and clipped them and got going with it. And this works fine. So Susie, I think that's the one you were asking about. So I've just clipped the bottoms off all the skeins. And this is the DMC conversion for May Health and Peace. And of course it's not showing it very well, but the colors on this thing are so pretty. So I have thought, I kind of wish I'd done the silk conversion because I bet it is super shiny and super pretty. So I may try to find a picture of somebody's and pull it up on on one of the tablets here and show it next week or something, because I bet it's so shiny. It may not show up in the pictures though, but I bet the silk conversion on this thing is like, wowee, super duper shiny, crazy shiny on there. So those are my whips this week because I have finishes. Woohoo! I love me some finishes. So my first finish was just not big, not a big finish, but it's a finish, is Old Glory, right there. So cute. I think this one came from Cheryl maybe. I think she sent it with this because I know Cheryl sent me this silk. And then the only other silk that I had really to count for anything was this from Adele, Smurfette Stitches. Like I said, y'all need to go check out her Instagram and her Flosstube. She has some beautiful projects going. Her projects are so pretty. And she had sent me this as a thank you. And it is Dinky Dyes. I think it's called Ho Ho Ho. Those are, and then I just had that little chronic kit I showed y'all last week that had these silks in it. And from an inexperienced silk stitcher, I will say there is a world of difference in these silks than this silk. These are so much thicker. And this is like crazy smooth and thick and wow. This is nice. This is crazy luxurious. And then these are, and maybe I'm supposed to use 3 strands of these. I only use 2 of each one. And since I don't know what I'm doing, maybe I'm supposed to use 3 of these, but there's a big difference in the thickness of these threads. Just like I said, and maybe I'm supposed to use more of them, but it is Oh Glory by Little House. And it's so cute. And I just used the colors I had. I didn't have a brown, so my flagpole and my dark green leaves kind of mixed together there, but that's okay. These 2 little buttons I had left from my flag pillow by Shepherd's Bush that Gio sent me. I didn't use them on there. I don't remember why I stitched something a different color and they didn't show up. So I had these 2 left, and they had put little flowers in here. So I thought, oh, I'm just gonna put my little buttons, those 2 little buttons I have from Gio in there. And I love them on there. They're super cute. My little Blackbird. And then I came in here and I just pushed my little stem. My stem's a little, I pushed everything up. That's why my bird's head's kind of close. And then here in light in the yellow, I don't know if you can see it super close, if it'll focus, or I just did my initials and the year. But it is a super fun stitch. That blue is Silks for You PR005. Man, it just ran through there so smooth, crazy smooth, crazy beautiful. The fabric is a 28 count Ren Laguna. I love stitching on it. It is, I don't know if it's gonna show up on here. It's kind of a beige and it's got a little bit of goldish yellow in it. It's a beautiful color, a beautiful fabric. I would stitch on this for a ton of things. This is a great color for anything. So this was a fun stitch and I was so happy to have it finished. I'll probably finish it into a little pillow this week, but it was super, super fun, super nice stitch. And it was, I called it my little friend piece. So that was super fun. What, baby? What, baby? What you got? Look, you wrote your name.
I did A.
A and R-I in between. Good job. Okay, Sugar's nearly done in here. Hang on, take your grapes in there, Toshi. Hey, don't fuss at each other. It's okay. It's okay. And then we have one more finish, their song by Blackbird. This was the one that took up a lot of my time. So that's the reason May Health and Peace didn't get any more love than it did. And Summer ABCs didn't get a finish, was because their song by Blackbird, and this one is an old one, and I know it is, I didn't realize it was when I started it, but I've been informed it is hard to find. I value my garden more for being full of blackbirds than of cherries, and very frankly, give them fruit for their songs. It's beautiful. Beautiful stitch, beautiful design. Y'all know how I feel about blackbirds. I stitched it, I thought it was 28 count April Brown Bendy, but after I measured it when I'm finished, I swear the tag said 28 count, but it has to be 30 count. So here is my finish of their song. And I loved stitching this. I love looking at it. I will frame it and put it up. I think I'm gonna make myself like a red stitch wall in the office stitch room in there, and I think that's what I'm gonna do. And so it will be in there. So it's stitched up super nice. The fabric was super nice to stitch on. I didn't have any of the called fors except for 1 or 2 of the DMC colors. So I used, let's see, the 3023 and 310 DMC, and then they're all weeks. I used all weeks for mine out of my stash. Louisiana hot sauce, molasses, what is that one? No, I finished a molasses and started another one, but not because I needed to, because I'd already started one. It won't take more than one if you need it. Olive, there's the moss, and terracotta. And so it doesn't take hardly any colors at all. It has just, what is that, 7 maybe total to stitch it all up. And I love, love, love stitching it. It is fabulous. Really, really fabulous stitch. So this got, I got down my rabbit hole on this thing and on my Old Glory and just kept stitching and just stitched until it was finished. So I'll frame this one this week, and I'll show it to y'all FFO'd next week. I'll go this weekend and grab a frame for it and get it framed up and done. But I enjoyed this one so much. It is I'm loaning it to a friend, but it will be a giveaway. After they're through stitching with it, it will be a giveaway. A couple of y'all have asked about buying charts. I don't do that. I usually, there are a few that I keep if I feel like I'll stitch them again. And I have contemplated keeping this one because I thought I might stitch it again as a gift for somebody. But I've about decided I won't. But I will, I usually just, I don't know why, but I feel like it's just more fair to give it away, to just do it as a drawing and give it away. And that way it just kind of gives a fair playing field. Maybe everybody couldn't afford to buy it. I know there were times in my life that I couldn't afford to buy like charts that were expensive or anything. So I just feel like that kind of levels the playing field. Like I said, there are lending libraries, a Blackbird lending library. Patricia Geary is very sweet to run it. You have to join the fans of Blackbird Designs on Facebook for a while and comment on there regularly, and she has to see your posts and see your stitcher and all before you can borrow charts from the lending library. But if they are retired charts that are out of print, they do lend. She lends those charts and she manages that thing and keeps up with it just on her own out of kindness. So there are places like that where you can borrow, you know, if you can't, because some of these you can't get. So, but I do feel like that just kind of levels the playing field for everybody if it is a giveaway. And that being said, if you're not going to stitch it, please don't enter the giveaway. Maybe that's not okay, but it's mine, so I can say that. If you're not going to stitch it, don't put your name in the giveaway just to hoard it up. Let somebody get it who's going to stitch it. That's what it's for. I mean, there are people who collect them, and if you collect them, that's fine. Buy them all when they come out. But there are a lot of people who really want to stitch these that are hard to get. So if you're going to stitch it, put your name in, and by all means, get it, stitch it, enjoy it. But if you're not going to stitch it, don't put your name in for the giveaway to just hoard it up. If it's a new chart that's just come out and people give those away, that's fine. There's a million of those out there, but not for these that are hard to find and hard to get. Those, you know, just try to think of how you would feel if you had the opportunity to get one and somebody else got it and they weren't going to stitch it. Just, you know, try to be nice to people like you'd like them to be nice to you, I guess. That's my public service announcement for the day. That's my mom moment. There you go. Just what y'all wanted. Wild hedgerow is coming up. I'm planning on starting my wild hedgerow on August 1st. And I have my fabric. I'm going to use my Be Stitch Me here, my 28 count toast. It is beautiful. Love this thing. I'm going to change a lot of mine. I'm going to do a red alphabet. I'm not going to do an all color alphabet. I'm going to do a red alphabet. And I'm going to change nearly everything. Somebody asked if I was going to do the back stitch. I will. I don't think that the back stitch will be necessary. If you don't want to do the back stitch, I think you'll be fine without it. You could do in the flowers in the border. I don't think you would need the back stitch. You could do without it and just do the motifs that were back stitch. You could even put something else there if you wanted to. But I'm going to change all the colors up. This just isn't my colorway. And I will also say that Darlie got her kit in, and the colorway in the kit is much brighter and much it's just gorgeous. So I don't know if the picture's just a little bit faded out, maybe because it's not, you know, it's the book's older or what, but the fibers that Darlie got, and I think they're Madeira threads, they're gorgeous. So I think even if you got the kit, I think it's gonna stitch up a little bit, not quite as muted as this. But I like a one color alphabet, and I like more red. And so I'm gonna do all my alphabet red and then change up some of the colors in here to be a little brighter. It's just isn't and I'm probably gonna do, where they have green box borders, I'm probably gonna do a navy, like a freedom or some kind of that border on here. So that's what I'm gonna do on here. So I'm starting August 1st, so I will get the Facebook group and all set up for it so we can watch each other, and a hashtag for it. It fits great in my other windy bag here. It's so gorgeous, you know, I just can't, I love these bags. They hold everything so good. And so I'll be getting all that together. I think that's all I've got for y'all today, except for I'm going to admit my failure. I forgot to do the random comment generator. So I will do that as soon as we get off of here and contact the person who will get this one. And then next week's, so comment, this week's giveaway is, so I'll go off the last week's video though, not this week's. This will go off last week's video, or 2 weeks ago's video, and for this one, but I forgot to do it before I got on here, I'll admit that. And Oh Glory is gonna be the share this week by Little House. It's gonna be this one. Just make sure you use the word old in the comment. If this being closed up in here makes you feel old, or what, oh my gosh, they're cracking me up in here. They're getting in their little doll car. I set up their little tables in here in the bedroom, y'all, I'm about to die. Oh dang, she got out. I was gonna swing the camera around and let y'all see. They have carried everything out of the living room in here, and it is a hot wreck in there already. Good Lord. So if you want to stitch Oh Glory, make sure you use the word ode in the comment. I'm sure I forgot 87 things this morning, but oh well. And I'm sure, I think I was gonna tell y'all something. Oh, a couple of y'all had asked about the moonshine story and asked for the recipes. And I'll have to dig, like I said, I'll have to dig those out. I made it, and you have to make it, let it set, you know, and you just use grain alcohol like Everclear. You know, I don't have a steel. I hope none of y'all thought that, but I hope the G-men don't show up at the door here, but you use Everclear, and then you just, you know, use cinnamon and apple cider and all this kind of stuff and make it. But it has to sit and rest. But because it does for months, it is smooth as all get out. I mean, you can literally just, you know, like you can drink it. So it will sneak up on you, like crazy, sneak up on you. And I gave it with Christmas gifts. You know, Christmas I gave some to everybody. And one of my relatives had took it with them to another relative's house, and they'd been there hours, and you know, just sitting, visiting and everything. And I put it in, you know, those, like, not like a mason jar like this, but like a big mason jar like this, like, I guess like a quart jar or something. And they had 2 that was with their present. They took it with them. And evidently the 2 got consumed. And ended up jumping in the granny's swimming pool naked. And the granny, who don't take no chuff, now let me tell you, she always looks like $10 million and is completely put together, and all her kids are so mannerly, and her grandkids, and everybody just, and boy, she wasn't having that. She went out there hollering at him. He jumped out that pool and run in the house. She got her broom and was poking him out from under the coffee table. You better get out from under there and go get his clothes on, straighten up. So I've gone a couple of years without making it, so the recipe has got pushed to the back. So I'll have to go find it, but it is super smooth, super fabulous, but it is super dangerous because it is crazy smooth and crazy good. I mean, you can put it in tea, hot tea, cold tea, anything like that, because it is, you can literally just drink it. But you know, if you're you know, gonna be out in the cold or whatever, I mean, it's definitely a good warmer, but you gotta be careful. You gotta be real careful. So I better go in here and see. I don't see them now, and it's got quiet. Y'all ain't no telling what's going on in there. Let me see. I'm gonna try to swing this around in here and see if y'all can see. I don't know if I can get it where y'all can see in there. If I can see, right? Can y'all see? They've got their little doll car in there and all the junk they got on their table. They done brought everything in the world in there. That's their little doll car, and they'll get in it and ride in it. One of them will push the other one in there. But they ain't in there, so y'all know what that means? That means they're in there in my bedroom. In my bathroom, I mean. That means they're in there in my bathroom getting out some lipstick and putting some lipstick on. And there'll probably be lipstick on the front of my white cabinets. So I better get in there and see to this situation for I have to repaint the cabinets before Pap gets home this afternoon. So y'all have a good weekend and enjoy your stitching. Bye.